Hi everybody, it's Kim, and today we're going to go thrifting for some Hypertufa molds, pots, other accessories that we might need. And I'm going into a Goodwill today. Most of the time up here in my area, the spot we're needing is in the back of the store. So let's get back there and see what they've got. Since it's past the holidays, they've already got Easter stuff, Valentine's stuff out. These little baskets have a nice scalloped edge if you'd want to fill them all the way to the top and then keep those scallops. Those are nice. They were only $1.49, I think, but I might find something very similar to that in a dollar store. Now look at this pot here. Very similar to one of these for sale on Amazon. If you'd be interested in something like that, you might find a real deal at the Goodwill store, but I'm not interested. I don't need anything like that. What I usually keep an eye out for is something plastic. Now there are some interesting shapes that are glass, but I don't like the glass as much as I do plastic things, like this particular green bowl, very lightweight. So once you load it with your wet Hypertufa, it'd still be easy to move, carry around, etc. This one is deep. I'm kind of in love with things that are very deep right at the present time, so that I have a good base of soil and everything to hold the moisture. Since Hypertufa is very porous, I need that extra moisture when they're sitting outside in the bright sunlight. I'm not getting that one because that's heavy glass and I just don't like something real heavy. But you might want to try that. You may be stronger than I am. I have got a lot of glassware, things for cut flowers, things like that, even terrarium dishes here at the Goodwill. But again, I want a good price. Always think of what that similar item might be at the dollar store, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, whatever those are called in your area. There are a lot of cute little things for cuttings, little bud vases, tiny things for cuttings. Now here's a for instance, it's a good shape, it's nice and deep. Both of these are. But again, for me, that's high priced. I'd rather get something plastic and pliable, because once you load that with some heavy, wet Hypertufa, it would, I don't know, be way too heavy for me to handle. And I don't want the risk of breaking it and shattering glass all over my basement floor or even on the deck. Now that's a type of thing that I get for terrariums. Like those, they even make nice planters if you're careful how you water. Now here's a really pretty glass bowl. And again, I'm not interested in glass. I wish this was plastic because I love that fluting around there. I think that would make a really pretty shape to a Hypertufa dish. Or even if you had a very large one, make a solid base upside down and use it as a pedestal. But I don't, the glass is not something I'm interested in. Now that is pretty if I wanted something for a fruit bowl or something. But love the scalloped edges. Those are really nice. But I'll put that back. Got too much as it is. Now sometimes you'll go to the thrift stores and Goodwill stores and there's a lot of things out. Sometimes it's kind of sparse. Now here's something that I like to pick up. Little small saucers to use as my drip saucers under a pot. Usually they're very inexpensive. Sometimes if there's some that are alike, they're wrapped in packages, like you get 4 for $1 or 3 for $1. And I could match that with some blue pots, pink pots, white pots, And you can get huge platters like this one to use for some of your floor plants, or a large one that you put on, say, a dining room table, as long as they have enough depth to hold the water. Now this looks like one of those serving platters that you buy off the internet. I'm sure it's quite a bit more expensive from the internet. Yep, there's one for $40 just like it. But right now I don't need anything like that because I don't have anything that large at the present time that I don't have a dish for. That'd be a nice little drip pan for a tiny pot. Now I use a lot of white planters, so I can't resist something white. Be sure to check that it's got some depth to it, because if you should have any runoff, you'll need the depth for it to hold. So I'm going to get that. You're going home with me. Oh, this is cute too. A little ladybug planter. It's got little wire antenna. I like that. I'll find something very cute to plant in it. And from its texture, it feels like it's very drillable. So I'll just put a hole in the bottom of it, and I've got a cute little planter that'll look cute on the deck table. Now these wire forms, I have made some Hypertufa liners for wire forms like this. And this looks like a really nice shaped ones. Sometimes you have a square one you've already made that will nicely fit down in that. But you can line that. I'll link to Maria, I can't remember the last name. She makes those kind of things and puts newspaper as a liner. That's really cool. I'll put a link in the description. Now that's interesting. That could set on a table, and each of those little pedestals could hold some kind of a planter. Now here's a Christmas box. That has a really interesting shape. Now of course it is made out of paper, but if you lined it with plastic, it could possibly be reused again and again. I like that shape. That's really interesting. And not a bad price either. I'm not going to get it now because I've got so many shapes at the present time, but I just wanted to show you the different examples. Now here's another little box in the Christmas rack. It has slanted sides. Only 99 cents is not bad to pay for a mold when you can reuse and reuse that many, many times. But that should just pop out easily if you oil the insides, and can be used, since it's plastic, over and over and over again. I'm not sure why they don't mark the Christmas things half price, but at this particular store I'm in, they have not. Oh, this is a nice bowl. This is bowls that I like. Nice rounded shape on the outside. Deep. That is about 5-6 inches deep. That would be a perfect one. $1.99. That's a decent price when I can use it over and over again. But I may check the dollar store to see if there's something very similar to that for just $1. Yeah, it does say priced as marked. No half price Christmas markdown, nothing like that. Oh, now these are nice to get. Check the dollar store to see if there is a better price. But you can take these muffin tins and put your Hypertufa in those. Pack it nice and solid and hard, and you'll have little pedestal feet for the larger containers or troughs. I like to elevate mine because I don't like them to sit in water or to sit on the deck solidly with their bottoms. You can get the larger cups and even the tiny cups for a tinier bowl. But be sure and check the dollar store for those type things, because you may get a much better deal at the dollar store. But look how many you could make at once. You could have those sitting on a shelf waiting for you with your next project. Now this wire one looks like one you could make a Hypertufa basket out of, but when I hold it, it is a little flimsy, so it doesn't appear strong enough for me. Oh, there's so many things, and I'm sure I'm missing some things, but when it's really full like this one seems to be right now, it is hard to see everything in one glance. Now baskets are a nice thing to use to make the Hypertufa, either coating it or making it inside. I've already got one just that size, but I use it in the bathroom to hold nail polish. Now if you're interested in making a cornucopia, there's a nice form. What do they want? 99 cents isn't bad. So you could either coat that or put it inside and get the markings on the outside of your Hypertufa. Any of these baskets could give you a good texture so that the outside of your basket would be imprinted with that basket weave. Now, many years ago, I made one in a long bread basket like that. Still have it, and it still works just fine. It's almost all worn off its little basket weave design, but it's really grown a lot of little simps. That one's pretty, but just a little high priced to destroy a basket for me. Now, a lot of things here in glass, nothing seems to. Oh, these I did pick up. These were wire frames that I can make a hanging basket. I could line that with Hypertufa and have a hanging basket. They were very sturdy as opposed to flimsy. Two of them, $2 each, is not bad for a hanging basket. All I need to add is the chain, drill holes in the bottom of the Hypertufa, and I've got a permanent liner. And I love picking up scoops all over the place, but $2, that's too expensive. I can get a scoop at the dollar store for $1. Those popcorn buckets are nice. This small basket, nice sloping side that you could get a Hypertufa bowl out of this. Real high, that could be a really deep one that could hold hoses or even a larger floor plant. 99 cents is a good deal for that. I use them also as weed buckets to carry through the yard. Oh, and here's some trays. I like trays on my wire garden shelves in the basement. Since it's those wire shelves, things fall through really easily, especially small ones. These have a good depth to them, and $2 for a set of 3 is a good deal, and they're fairly large, so that's a good deal. I want that. I can definitely use that. I have quite a few that I need to water. They have quite a bit of overrun. Oh, and I like this square mold. I don't have too many square molds at home, I like that. 99 cents, that's in my price line. And that's a nice large and deep one. So I've got to stop now. That's all I can do. Well, thanks for joining me today. Hope you've enjoyed this little short shopping trip. Maybe we'll find some more of our Hypertufa molds again later. Thanks for watching. Bye.